Top 10 convention exclusive LEs coming right up. Mr. Heroclix is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for all your gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Alright guys, so like we talked about at the beginning of this video, we are going to be talking about the 10 best convention exclusive figures for Heroclix Modern Age. These are subjective, these are just my opinions. These very well might not be the best ones. These are just the best in my opinion, my favorites to play, if you will. So what we're going to do is the same thing we did last time since it went over so well. We're going to snap on over to HC Realms and look at the dials and talk about each individual one. So let's get that going. Alright, so up first on this list we have Giant Man. From the 2017 convention circuit. He was a purchasable, came with the infamous Pim Pocket tank. That's still really good component of it, but I wanted to throw everybody a bit of a curveball and go with the figure. Right now I just have up the 15-point Colossal Retaliator. I think it's actually a pretty underrated Retaliator. He has a 5 movement with a special, 10 attack with Quake, 18 defense with toughness and indomitability, 3 damage with the Colossal symbol. His special on his movement is his Colossal Retaliator, which is Wing Sweep. Give Giant Man a free action if no other Colossal Retaliator has been activated this turn, and choose an opposing character that attacked Giant Man or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Giant Man such that he can make an attack targeting the chosen character and also target all other characters within 3 squares in line of fire. Hit characters are each dealt 3 damage instead of normal damage, and hit characters without the wing symbol are knocked back. That's pretty good. It seems like a lot of the Colossal Retaliators now are switching to just attacking the person that did the damage or targeted that figure. This one's still sort of a global, everybody within that area gets hit. Possibly by him. I still really like that. And his special on his damage is Colossal Indifference, which is a stop click. If Giant Man began the game on his 15-point starting line, he can't attack smaller characters except via Colossal Retaliation. Overall, I think this guy's a really good pick, and that is why he's on this list. Alright, up next on this list, we have Captain America, the Earth X version. This is also a 2016 convention exclusive. He is only 65 points, starts off with a 5 range single target, has an 8 movement with running shot, 11 attack, 17 defense with energy shield deflection and indomitability, and a 3 damage with a special. Has Earth X, Shield, and Soldier keywords. Has a couple of traits and a special. And the traits are really where the money's at. The special is pretty good, but not what's selling you on this figure for 65 points. So his one trait is, I'll help you break free of the Skull's control. Captain America can't be the target of mind control or knockback. Friendly characters modify their defensive value +2 when targeted by mind control. So it gives you +2 defense against mind control. That's pretty good. Then he has another trait which is called Preparing for War. When Captain America hits an equipped character, if the equipped item was originally an object, he may choose to deal no damage and instead place that item on his character card. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one item on Captain America's card placed via this trait. If you do, place an item previously equipped by this trait back on his card and then equip the chosen item. So that's really cool there. Really big in the game right now, especially with the Mighty Thor set is, like Mjolnir and Stormbreaker and equipment cards like that, objects. And I really think that, I don't know that a lot of people are going to start using him, but if you start seeing a lot of those objects creep up, I think somebody a little bit more savvy than me is going to come up with a team that this guy can be a part of. At 65 points, that's pretty cheap. Soldier keyword's pretty good, so is Shield. So they're going to be able to do that. And then he has a special on his damage for clicks 1 through 4, which is Captain America can use leadership, but it can't be re-rolled. When he succeeds, instead remove an action token from up to 150 points of other friendly characters, regardless of adjacency or point value. So that's pretty cool. You can remove action tokens from characters, as long as their total adds up to 150 points or less. So you could pick 150 point character. You could remove from two 75 point characters. It's really cool. And it just says friendly characters. They don't have to share keyword, I guess. So this guy's really powerful. I like him a lot. That's why he's on this list. Next up on this list, we have another 2017 convention exclusive. This one is the Bat Knight, and he is only 60 points. He's good. A lot of people are kind of, for a while there, he was a really big figure, and then some people shied away from him. I still personally think he's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and talk about him. 60 points, has the Batman Ally and Kingdom Come keywords. Both are what I would say some of the better team abilities in the game. Then he has an 8 range dual target, 9 movement with sidestep and the flight ability, 11 attack with precision strike, 18 defense with toughness and indomitability, 3 damage with the giant symbol. Has the Batman family, future, Gotham City, and robot keywords. He has a couple of traits. One is called We Will Make Things Right Again. Bat Knight's combat values can only be modified by powers or abilities from characters with Kingdom Come team symbol. Bat Knight's powers and abilities can only be countered by powers or abilities from characters with the Kingdom Come team ability symbol. So that's pretty cool. Protects your combat values, protects you from outwit. Not too many people are running KC figures, so that's pretty good. Then he has another trait called Ultimate Batmobile. Bat Knight can use the Ram ability. Ram, give Bat Knight a move action to use improvement when it ignores characters and move along a direct path. After action resolves, make a close attack targeting all opposing characters within whose squares were moved through. Each hit character is dealt Bat Knight's printed damage value, and then deal Bat Knight 1 unavoidable damage for each hit character. So that could be pretty cool. Only 60 points. That really brings a lot to the table. People were running, I think, 3 of these on a team at one point. So if you can get yourself lined up to get multiple hits on that Ram ability, pretty cool. The precision strike is nice also. Just a fun figure, pretty flavorful. So let's go ahead and move on to the next pick. Next up on this list is our first of the 2018 convention exclusives, and it is Thanos. Now, he comes with a Thanos copter, which unfortunately did not make the list. He is 125 points, has a 6 range single target, 8 movement with running shot, 10 attack with pulse wave, 18 defense with toughness, and 3 damage with probability control. He has the Eternals and Cosmic keyword. That Eternals keyword means that he will work with Unimind. Now, I'm going to say this again, even though it really bit me in the hind end over this weekend. Most people are probably going to want him for Unimind, but last time I said that it was Star Fox, and then Isaac ended up using a Star Fox to win Nationals. So it just shows you how much I know and don't know. But I assume that's what people are going to be buying him for. He has a trait, a special on his defense, and a special on his damage. His trait is Doggone It. At the beginning of your turn, if none are on the map, generate a giant hound dog bystander. So those are pretty cool. We're not going to be covering those in this video. Then he has a special on his defense, which calls, whoops, you almost made me drop it, stop invulnerability. So stop clicks are always good. On that click, he also has Pulse Wave, which is fabulous. And then he has a special on his damage called With the Cube, I don't have to take orders from anyone anymore. Power Cosmic team symbol. Perplex probability control. Modify range value +2. Power Cosmic stops any outwit from targeting Thanos. So he gets a huge buff right there. Nice stop click. Nice meaty combat values there. This guy's just pretty good overall at 125. I wish he had one of those 11s up front to go with the running shot, but I don't know that they would have been able to keep him at 125 points for that. But I do like this guy, so that's why he's on this list. So guys, go ahead and in the comments below, let me know what your favorite convention exclusive figures are. I'd really love to see those. There's a ton to choose from. This was actually a really difficult list for me to make. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. Next up on this list, we have another 2018 convention exclusive figure, and this is the Blackbird Jet. It has 3 different point values. I just have the 120 point value up here right now just for sake of ease. So what does 120 points get you? It gets you a 0 range with 1 target, 14 movement with stealth, 0 attack, 18 defense with invulnerability, and 0 damage with perplex. Now you're probably thinking, Mr. Clicks, why would you, this has zeros for a bunch of these combat values? Well, actually the piloting ability, you can put somebody in the Blackbird Jet to pilot it, and it copies their range value, attack value, and damage value. So that's why those are zeros here. It's passenger 5, which is really good. Has 3 traits. First one is pilotability, reconnaissance transport. Prerequisite, X-Men keyword. Adjacent friendly characters modify range +2. So that's really good there. So fast it doesn't show up on radar. Modify Blackbird's defense +1 if it moved during your last turn, so that 18 becomes a 19, which is pretty difficult to hit. And then you use that perplex, that 19 could easily become a 20. Then there's another trait, which is relax. I've survived more jet crashes than any mutant or human alive. When Blackbird is KO'd, wrecked, a character with the X-Men keyword and a character with the X-Men keyword is the pilot, do not roll the d6. So I'm assuming that means that they don't take damage. If that character is also named Cyclops, heal him 1 click and modify his combat values an additional +1. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped the whole line. Do not roll the d6. After resolution, modify that character's combat values +1 until your next turn. If that character is also named Cyclops, heal him 1 click and modify his combat values an additional +1. So that would be a +2 for all of his combat values. Protected Pulse Wave. This thing is bonkers, especially if you let a Cyclops pilot it. I would suggest the X-Men Xavier School Super Rare at 50 points is my preferred one. And then there's also a resource dial that goes along with it, and that's mainly why it's on here. The resource part of it wasn't on HC Realms that I could find, but it basically works a lot like the Quinjet, where you start off at 10, and then you, if you gave it if you cleared its action tokens and one other thing, you roll a d6, and then you click that many until you get up to 300 points. Then you can bring a figure into the game, and they don't have willpower, and as soon as they take damage, they go off the field, but they stay on the board the entire time instead of just being called in for 1 turn and then going away, which is really great. And you get a special roll bonus if those ID cards that you have on your sideline are student ID cards. And lucky for you, the 5 student ID cards that come with this are the original X-Men. They're Cyclops, Jean Grey, Angel, Beast, and Iceman. So all the heavy hitters you can bring in and get that bonus for them having a student ID card. So that's why this is on this list. Next up on this list is the infamous Lockjaw from 2018. He's on here. He just showed up on a ton of teams, man, and it's for good reason, and we're going to get into it. So for 75 points, he has a 7 range single target. Starts off with an 8 movement with phasing teleport, 10 attack, 18 defense with energy shield deflection, and 2 damage with shape change. He has the animal, cosmic, inhumans, and pet avengers keywords, and he has 2 traits and a special on his defense, which are the will of a dog to guide infinity. Lockjaw starts the game with 6 infinity tokens, maximum 6. When Lockjaw would take damage, instead remove an infinity token. When he has no infinity tokens, he is KO'd and he isn't a standard character, can't be equipped or pilot. Protected Pulse Wave. So pretty good there. So that means you got to hit him 6 times to KO him. That's a pretty big deal. A lot of people aren't going to be able to hit you 6 times in a turn to KO you in 1 turn. So that's really big there. You know you're going to get at least a couple turns out of him. Then he has another trait, which is Infinity Caller. Free, choose a standard power and roll a d6, then turn Lockjaw's dial to that click number, and he can use the chosen power until your next turn. If you chose a standard power that is now displayed, also modify Lockjaw's combat values +1 until your next turn, or his dial is clicked. So again, pretty cool there. So you choose a standard power that is displayed. You choose a standard power, and then you roll a d6. And if that power is not on there, then you just get that power in addition to what's there. And if it is there, then you get a +1 to all your combat values, which is pretty cool. Then he has a special on his defense, which is his last click, which is power. Give Lockjaw 1 infinity token. So you get to give him a free click of life, basically. This guy's just insane. For 75 points, you got to invest a lot of offensive power to get him off the field. He doesn't do a lot offensively for you. He does enough, mainly as a call-in battery, but for a handful of other things. But really, it's sort of a ha-ha Joker situation where you got to invest a lot to KO him, and that's why he's on this list. Next up on this list is another 2018 convention exclusive. This is Shadowcat. She's on here because I think people are really going to start using her with that aforementioned Blackbird jet. She's 75 points, has the X-Men team ability, starts off with a 10 movement with a special, 10 attack with Blades, Claws, Fangs, 18 defense with super senses, and 2 damage with exploit weakness. She has the Age of Apocalypse, Generation X, Martial Artist, and X-Men keywords. She has 2 traits and a special. Her first trait is called Instructing Generation Next, unique modifier. Adjacent friendly characters that share a named keyword with Shadowcat modify attack and defensive values +1. Blackbird Jet has the X-Men keyword and is modifying range values, and then you bring her and she's modifying attack and defensive values. So you see where I'm going. She's adding a lot to the team. And as many characters you can get next to her get that modifier. So that's pretty good there. Then her other trait is in any timeline, always buy PA to her side. Friendly characters named Colossus have Passenger 1, but only to carry characters named Shadowcat. So that's pretty cool if you got a Colossus on your team. And then she has a special on her movement, which is called Intangible Ambush, Phasing Teleport. When Shadowcat uses Phasing Teleport, moves 5 or less squares after resolution close at no cost. I really think her main thing is going to be that Instructing Generation Next. And then on top of that, I mean, she's just really solid. 10 Blades, Claws, Fangs with 2 damage exploit weakness is just good, along with basically charge, but slightly better than charge if you move less 5 or less squares. She's just really solid, and that's why she's on this list. Next up on this list, we have Sinestro from the 2017 convention exclusive circuits. He's on this list mainly for just his Retaliator thing, because he's one of the only Retaliators with Perplex, but he also has a couple other little things going on here, so let's talk about him. Has on his Retaliator click, he's 25 points, has a 10 range with triple target, that's crazy, has a 9 movement with the flight ability and a special, 10 attack, 17 defense with a special and indomitability, and 2 damage with Perplex. He has the armor and Sinestro core keywords. Armor is not a terrible keyword, so you might be able to use him for something like that. He has 1 trait, which does not matter because we're not playing him at 325. Then he has another trait, which is called Armored Immunity. Sinestro can't be targeted by exploit weakness, incapacitate, mind control, or penetrating psychic blast. That's really good. Then he has his special on his movement, which is called Colossal Retaliation, Bolt to the Brain. Gives Sinestro a free action if no other Colossal Retaliation power has been activated this turn, and choose an opposing character that attacks Sinestro or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Sinestro such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character and also target all other characters adjacent to that character. Hit characters are each dealt 3 damage instead of normal damage and can't make an attack during their next turn. Being able to turn off the attack is really good. And then also just being able to attack the multi-characters is fantastic. Again, it seems like they're kind of phasing that out if the Avengers Infinity stuff is anything to indicate. So I think this guy's going to be pretty good. 25 points is a little bit much for a Retaliator, but he's still pretty good. And then his special on his defense is Colossal Indifference. Stop. Sinestro can use Toughness. If Sinestro began the game on the 25-point starting line, he can't attack smaller characters except via Colossal Retaliation. pretty good there, and that's why he's on this list. Next up on this list is the 2018 convention exclusive Starro. I have him on here just for his Colossal Retaliator click, but he does have more clicks, and he actually comes with a few figures too. Sadly, those didn't make the list. I wanted to just talk about the Starro itself. So for the Retaliator click, it is 20 points, has the Quintessence team ability, has a 10 range triple target again. 10 range triple target is just crazy. Especially if you start thinking that people are going to start spamming giant girls and stuff, where Colossal Indifference isn't going to be a big deal. 10 range with triple target is crazy. He starts off with a 3 movement with Mind Control, 11 attack, 17 defense with a special, and 0 damage. He has 2 traits and that special on his defense. His first trait is My Minions Protect Me. Friendly characters with the Starro minion in their name can use willpower. At the beginning of your turn, if Starro took damage since your last turn, choose a friendly character with the Starro minion in their name. This turn, that character can use free make an attack. So free attacks if you put them with those Starro minion guys. Again, not talking about those, but it's something cool for them. Then he has another trait, which is Colossal Indifference. If Starro begins the game on the 20-point starting line, he can't attack smaller characters except Colossal Retaliation. That's perfectly fine. And then he has a special on his defense, which is called Colossal Retaliation, the Star Conquer. Stop free. If no other character Colossal Retaliation, if no other Colossal Retaliation power has been activated this turn, choose an opposing character that's attacked Starro or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Starro such that it can make an attack targeting the chosen character. Then Starro can use Mind Control at no cost, but must, I guess, target that character. May choose other targets as normal. So that's crazy. So you get your triple target Mind Control, I guess, from that, which is really good. 11 attacks, pretty high. Mind Control could really swing a game in your favor depending on what it is you're able to get a hold of. And that's why he's on this list. Just a really cool, also a new figure, so I thought some people would like seeing a new figure on one of these lists. Alright, and last up on this list is 2018 convention exclusive War Machine. This one was a little bit tough for me. This last spot on the list, there were a bunch of figures that really could have made it, and I ended up just going with War Machine. I think probably because he's one of the few that I have. But he's really pretty good. He has starts off 125 points, 7 range, dual target, 10 attack with Running Shot and the Flight ability, 11 attack with Psychic Blast, 18 defense, Impervious, 4 damage with a special, has the Armor, Avengers, Initiative, Shield, Soldier, and Stark Industry keywords. I see some really good keywords mixed in there. Then he has a trait, which is Let the Armor Do the Work. Free, choose one, Energy Shield Deflection, Sidestep, Willpower. War Machine can use the chosen power until your next turn, so obviously turns where you have 0 or 1 action token, and that's all you're going to have. You're going to choose Energy Shield Deflection, possibly Sidestep, and then turns where you're going to be adding that second action token, you're going to be choosing Willpower. Then he has a special on his damage for clicks 1, 2, and 3, which is Anti-Ballistic Tech, Probability Control, but only when War Machine is targeted with a ranged attack. So got a lot of stuff going for him. 125, he's a nice temp pole figure. I don't think he's going to win any major tournaments or anything like that, but he's just one of my favorites, and that's why he was on this list. If you want to support the channel, please check the description of this video for various ways to do that. And if you're new to the channel and you want to not only perplex up your Heroclix IQ, but outwit the competition, make sure to Hulk smash that subscribe button, and also a little bell notification so that you're sure to not miss anything. That's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.